Let's get into the FTX situation. The whole saga started a few weeks back when FTX's sister company Alameda Research was suspected to be insolvent. Their balance sheet was leaked, which showed the majority of their net assets comprised of their own exchange token FTT and Solana Sol. Alameda was apparently borrowing from every lender in the space and using their inflated token FTT as collateral. This wasn't necessarily a problem as long as FTX and Alameda have much larger cash balance to pay back those loans. But the situation changed when CZ ignited the run. On November 6 morning, CZ tweeted out, as part of Binance's exit from FTX, they plan to sell all of their FTT token holdings, $2.1 billion worth. CZ's exit from FTT showed that, number one, Alameda and FTX were one and the same. Number two, the two firms do not have enough cash to prop up FTT price and sustain all their credit lines. And number three, CZ is declaring war on SBF. Word quickly spread in the space. Some people shorted FTT with CZ, while others speculated on the integrity of FTX exchange itself. Of course, the usual flex came from Alameda and FTX. We'll buy all your coins, sell them all. We have all seen this story before. People started withdrawing funds from FTX en masse, and the FTT price kept falling. The more withdrawals, the more dump, and the more Alameda gets pressure on their credit lines to fund these withdrawals. A classic bank run. By Monday night, FTX stablecoin reserve has reached a year low, 51 million only, down 93% over the last 2 weeks. By Tuesday morning, FTX has effectively paused withdrawals. Things were bad. Then came the most shocking announcement in recent memory. Binance intends to acquire FTX and help its liquidity crunch, tweeted by CZ. For a brief moment, users were relieved. Oh, it's just a business play. Binance will probably cover all withdrawals and make FTT valuable again. But with this announcement came more doubts. Why does FTX even need Binance's help if it's only a short-term crunch? Did they not have all the user funds? If FTX did misappropriate user funds, it would have definitely gone to Alameda. Then how was Alameda in so much trouble and have no cash on balance? Weren't they the best traders in all of crypto? If Alameda is still doomed, their balance sheet full of FTT still needs to be dumped. Their billions of credit lines will also need to be closed, and FTT collateral will need to be dumped too. The whole thing became way more sketch, and it seemed Binance had nothing to gain from saving a sinking ship. The next day, November 9th, Binance pulled out from the deal. FTX indeed could not be saved. If the supposed richest person in the world, CZ, could not save FTX, who could? Regulators pounced on FTX, and the trail of information started to make sense. One Twitter detective found on-chain evidence of Alameda blowing up earlier in the year alongside Three Arrows Capital, but was saved by a massive loan from FTX. This involved $4 billion worth of FTT being sold to FTX, and Alameda siphoning user funds from FTX. It now makes sense why SBF were quick to bail out lending platforms like BlockFi and Voyager, as they were their main customers and would go down with them. Borrowing against their own token is fine, as long as FTX is generating revenue and able to create value for the FTT token. It was still within the game rules. However, when CZ revealed that FTX and Alameda were not simply leveraging their own money, but rather stealing money from their users, it was clear the ship was sinking. Lessons learned from FTX, which feels like repeat of Luna all over again. Number one, don't borrow money against your own token. And number two, focus on generating revenue and building reserve. But the most sinister of it all, don't steal from your users. Many lives are ruined. I personally lost some money on FTX as well. If you're watching this as the situation is still developing, make sure to withdraw any funds that you still have on ftx.us and any centralized lending platforms like BlockFi, Nexo, Ledn, whatever else. Please withdraw them now.